I've done for you. I move the stars so no one.
Hey boys and girls, welcome to the toy department. Today we're going to be looking at the Labyrinth Funko Pop toy line.
Your eyes can be so cruel, just as I can be so cruel.
Why did I choose Labyrinth? Well, a few reasons. One, Labyrinth is one of those movies for me as a child. I loved it. I don't know if I call it a kid's movie, but there's a lot of puppetry, a lot of animatronics, a lot of combination of the two. It's stuff that you just don't see anymore in Hollywood, unfortunately. But back then, you know, we didn't have all the computer graphics and all that good stuff that we have now. Nothing wrong with that. I like puppetry. I like puppets. I like old school way of filmmaking. It's one of those movies for me when I was a child. Anytime I saw it on, I would definitely stop what I was doing and watch it, no matter what point of the movie it was in. So this movie to me is actually very important to my childhood because I just saw it so many times. And it is actually the 30th anniversary of the film.
You remind me of the babe. Babe with the power. Power of voodoo. You do. Remind me of the babe. Quiet! A goblin babe.
First, we're going to start with Jareth, aka the Goblin King, played by the great David Bowie. Little fun fact for you, David Bowie actually did the entire soundtrack for this film also. It's a great soundtrack. Many songs to sing along to during the movie. Just jam it in your car. That's what I do sometimes because, well, I'm old school. And yeah, I have it on CD. You've got Jareth's classic white hair. That never changes throughout the film. And the only reason I'm bringing up that the hair never changes is because his costumes do. He changes costumes several times throughout the movie. This particular outfit right here that he's wearing comes in about 25 minutes or so in the film, and you know, really when the one of the best songs in the movie really kicks off. It's Dance Magic. You know, I saw my baby crying hard as babe could try, trying hard as babe could. What could I? You get it. You know what I mean.
I saw my baby crying hard as babe could cry. What could I do?
So he's got, you know, his classic spandex, his little bulge in the crotchal region, which, I mean, that's just the way it was in the movie. And you've got the maroonish vest jacket on and a cane. And I believe even at the beginning of that scene, he starts with a cane in his hands. The next character here is another Jareth. And what makes this one different from the other one? A couple of things. One, as you can see, it's a Hot Topic exclusive. And usually what that means is it was at Hot Topic first. A lot of times it winds up being at other places months down the road. But right now that's where I got this one, and to my knowledge that's the only place you can get this particular Jareth. What's different about this one? Well, I mentioned costume change on the last one. Well, this one has a costume change. This one he's in all white. I know the spandex and underneath the cloak is kind of grayish, but we'll call it the all white just for argument's sake. This particular costume was worn towards the end of the film when the big confrontation between Jareth and Sarah is happening. What makes this thing extra unique is if you notice in his right hand he has the crystal presented to her at the beginning of the film and towards the end on this particular scene. If you grew up with this film as I did, you definitely grabbed a baseball or any kind of ball you had sitting around and tried to do the hand thing that he does with the crystal at the beginning of the movie. And 30 years later, I still can't do it.
I've brought you a gift.
What is it?
It's a crystal. Nothing more. Wait! I've got a much better plan.
I don't know how many takes we did, but it was lots and lots.
Wait! I have a much better plan.
The next character here is Hoggle. Hoggle is one of Jareth's many minions. He was tasked with stopping Sarah from completing the labyrinth. One thing about the pop figures is with the clothing, they are usually pretty accurate and pretty spot on. With this particular head sculpt, he really looks like Hoggle did in the film. Everything he's wearing on this figure is what he wore in the movie, down to, if you even notice, on his right boot, looks like a little scuff mark or something right there. In the film, I believe it was a scuff or a tear in his shoe or something of that nature where you could see his sock. So they really pay attention to detail here. Another thing you notice, look in his right hand, he has a peach. This is the peach that he gives Sarah. She takes a bite of it and she passes out for, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours. And that was part of his plan to stop her from completing the labyrinth, was to make her pass out by eating fruit.
Shows what you know, don't it?
And moving right along, speaking of Sarah, you have Sarah here, who, this is kind of a bonus pack. She comes with a worm. The worm, if you remember, it's at the beginning of the movie. Hello.
Hello.
Did you say hello?
No, I said hello, but that's close enough.
There's nothing super special about the Sarah character here. Kind of a default teenage girl. The outfit, again, is accurate to what she wore in the film. The worm is pretty detailed here. If you notice the head, look at the sides of the hair, the top of the hair, the tuft of hair on the top. That obviously is supposed to represent hair. The worm was wearing a red scarf, and, well, it's very worm-like, for lack of a better word. So you actually get a bonus with the Sarah Worm character pack here. Last but not least, we have Ludo. Ludo is a 6-inch figure, which makes sense because in the film he was an oversized character. He was one of the characters that helped Sarah along her journey. You look at the detail again, you know, he's got the tusk coming out of the bottom, the horns coming out on the sides of his head. Again, you got those classic pop eyes, but he looks like a big walking carpet just like he did in the movie. Pretty good accuracy and detail on the face and the body with this one here. Long dangly arms, and I mean, the only thing it'd be missing is Ludo's voice.
That's right, Ludo. I'm Sarah.
Thanks for tuning in, boys and girls. The toy department is now closing. This has been the Labyrinth Funko Pop toy line. Happy hunting and good luck finding yours.
Let's get out of here.